Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we? Two more times. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where time. What was that first one that we sang? It went like this. Where do we come from?
Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going?
Great, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. I wonder what the second one was. I've forgotten it. Will you teach it to me? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we going? Oh, I think it went, where are we going? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Where are we going? Together they are. Where do we come from? Where are we going?
Where do we come from? Where are we going?
Yes, this song was written for a percussion section rather than a percussion solo. Would you find the percussion in your body? So this is an option. A simpler one is this. We need this too. Or, yep. Feel free to make the rhythm more interesting if you like. Feel free to not if you don't like. We'll start with part 1. Here we go. Will you lead us? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where do
Hey, you made it at 10 o'clock. I think you deserve some applause. Am I not on? Here we are. Hello. Whew. My name is Ashley. I'm one of your ministers, and we have the joy this morning of leadership from Dr. Glenn Thomas and Ellis in sacred song. Woo-hoo. From Allison in ceremony and story, from John and Olu in technology, from Betty in gorgeous flowers, from our ushers and greeters in welcoming, and from each of you in presence. Today, we honor our high school seniors who are bridging into their next chapter of life. And we get to honor that same spirit of change alive in each of us. I don't know about you, but I have a complicated relationship with change. I have dedicated my life to change on the macro level, to building a world of justice and joy and love for each of us. I deeply resonate with Octavia Butler's famous line, "God is change." But God help you if you try to swap in oat milk for my half and half in my morning coffee. I rely on micro-level sameness to be able to afford macro-level change spiritually. How about you? Yes. The late Irish poet, priest, and philosopher John O'Donohue offers words of encouragement that I share with you as an invitation into this service, if you too share with me a complicated relationship to change. He says, "To change is one of the great dreams of every heart. To change the limitations, the sameness, the banality, or the pain. So often we look back on the patterns of behavior, the kind of decisions we make repeatedly and that have failed to serve us well, and we aim for a new and more successful path or way of living. But change is difficult for us. So often we opt to continue the old pattern rather than risking the danger of difference. We are also often surprised by change that seems to arrive out of nowhere. We find ourselves crossing some new threshold we had never anticipated, like spring secretly at work within the heart of winter. Below the surface of our lives, huge changes are always in fermentation. But at any time, you can ask yourself, at which threshold am I now standing? At this time in my life, what am I leaving? Where am I about to enter? What is preventing me from crossing my next threshold? What gift would enable me to do it? A threshold is not simply a boundary. It is a frontier that divides two different territories, rhythms, and atmospheres. Indeed, it is a lovely testimony to the fullness and integrity of an experience that intensifies towards the end into a real frontier that cannot be crossed without the heart being passionately engaged and woken up. At this threshold, a great complexity of emotions comes alive: confusion, fear, excitement, sadness, hope. And this is one of the reasons such vital crossings were always clothed in ritual. It is wise in your own life to be able to recognize and acknowledge the key thresholds, to take your time, to feel all the varieties of presence that accrue there, to listen inward with complete attention until you hear the inner voice calling you forward. The time has come to cross. Let us light our chalice now as a sign of our willingness to move through our own next thresholds. Please join with me. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
I now invite all the children and youth and young at heart to come on up here and help me in a game of charades. Come on up. Come on up. We're going to need more people than this to play charades. Thank you. Come on up. Come on up. All right, so today we're talking about transitions. What is a transition? Who knows what a transition is? Yeah. Moving from one place to another, what else? Getting from point A to point B. Yeah, so a transition is when something new is happening in our lives. It's a change from what used to be, and it's especially important when we play an active part in that change. We don't just let it happen to us. We participate in it. So what is one change that's happened in your life? What is something that's changed? Yeah. Getting a baby sister, totally. It's a big change. What's another change that's happened in your life? Your dog dying. Yeah, that's a big change. That's a hard change. What's another change that's happened in your life? Do you want to say one? No, being volunteered. All right. So sometimes change is hard, and a lot of times people will tell us that change is hard because it's been hard for them. That's true. But change is also very natural. Changes have been happening forever, ever since there has been life on this planet, which has been a long time. Things have been changing, okay? So knowing that change is natural and has happened forever can help make it easier for us to participate in it when it happens. So now we're going to play a little game of charades about something that is changing about this time of year. It's a change that's important to many of us who care about the health and well-being of our earth and ecosystem here in Minnesota. So if you're going to help me with charades, come on up here and I'll tell you what the thing is. All right, now we're going to act out what this is. No talking, no finger spelling. We're going to act out what it is. Okay, are you ready? All right, go. How can we act it out? Who's going to help? Anybody want to act it out? Yeah, Max. Yeah. All right. All right, there's some laying, there's some scrunching. What is it? Some laying and scrunching? Inchworm caterpillar. It's a caterpillar. Yes, thank you, Max. Caterpillar. Going through a very big transition right now. What happens to a caterpillar? What's the big change? What? It becomes a butterfly. And what happens to make it become a butterfly? Yes. It makes its own little house called a cocoon. That's exactly right. It makes its own little house called a cocoon. So after the butterfly makes its own little cocoon, after the caterpillar makes its own little cocoon house, it comes out and becomes a beautiful butterfly. We're all going to do this one together. Show me your butterfly. Show me. What do you look like? Beautiful butterflies flying around the congregation. Beautiful butterflies. What colors are your wings? Shout out. yellow, pink, blue, beautiful butterflies, teal, purple, so many butterflies, red. Amazing job. Now, do you think the butterflies can land? Incredible. Beautiful choreography. Do we think that change is easy or hard for caterpillars to become butterflies? Do you think it's hard? What's a piece of advice you would give a caterpillar as it's going into the cocoon? Go with the flow, yeah? Avoid concrete structures. Hang in there, that's a good one. Hang in there. We all need advice and support as we go through big transitions. That's exactly what we need in order to go through these transitions in a way that's a little bit less scary and a little bit more supportive. So in this service, we're celebrating a lot of transitions, but one big transition, and that's for our graduating seniors. High school seniors, yeah, woo, woo! Our graduating high school seniors who have worked so hard and are now going through a big change into a different part of their lives. So we'll kind of give them a more formal, a bigger blessing later in the service. But as we're here now, we're going to just bless them a little bit together, okay? We're going to encourage them, just like we'd encourage the little caterpillars going into the cocoon, in a way that we so often do with our kids and youth, which is a call and response blessing. So I'll say it and you'll repeat after me. Does that feel achievable? Feels like we can do that? Yeah, that feels like we can do that. So this is a blessing for our seniors. We say change can be hard.
Change can be hard.
Change can be good.
Change can be good.
We have been changing forever. We will change with you. You are not alone. We are holding you together. Amen. You can return to your seats. Thank you.
Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. The Reverend Kathleen McTeague writes one of my very favorite poems for Unitarian Universalist worship. Reverend Kathleen says that we come together this morning to remind one another to rest for a while on the forming edges of our lives, to resist the headlong tumble into the next moment until we claim for ourselves awareness and gratitude, taking the time to look into one another's faces and see their communion, the reflection of our own eyes. This community of laughter and silence, she concludes, memory and hope, is hallowed by our presence here. And it's that one line, to resist the headlong tumble into the next moment. Because if we're not careful, and if we're being honest, so many of the seconds of our lives want to pass by almost with little to no notice. It's why this moment in our worship is the most dear to me, when we pause for a while and we notice the place we are in the cycle of our lives. My little sister, Lael Nicole Oglesby, Lael, it's a beautiful name, is graduating from high school this year in a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's all right to woo. Yeah, graduating high school is a big deal. I don't know where the last 18 years went. She was just born, like last April. And here, the cycle turns 18 times, 18 years. And so I'm pausing all day today in gratitude for the life that my little sister leads, the brilliant dancer that she is, the brilliant mind, the chef at the Japanese restaurant that she aspires to be. She owns that restaurant, by the way, in her dream, and it's in Japan. My mother is so thrilled. She reminds me, when I pause long enough, to keep my dreams expanded, to keep them worldwide, to keep them universal. I bet there is a story happening in your life right now that's right in its middle place, that's in the place of the growing edge. So before you tumble into the next moment, I welcome you into a time of meditation and prayer. I'm going to ask for us to keep a bit of quiet together, to pause before the headlong tumble, and notice the lives that are breathing in us. Will you breathe with me? May we see the beauty in the life that we see. In the space of appreciation, I welcome you into a time of prayer. Here's how we pray. Those moments that you were just imagining, the truths, the joys, and the sorrows, we speak them aloud, one by one, or we hold them silently in our hearts. And the job of the community is to hold that truth with you. And we respond with word and with witness, with, "You are not alone. We are holding it together." Your voice is welcome. The circle is open. For finding ways to advocate for children who cannot advocate for themselves. You are not alone. We are holding it together.
U.S. aiding $1.5 million to Israel to further do genocide on Palestine.
For the, my goodness, for the mightily complex nature of Israel, Palestine, for the peace of Israel, Palestine, for all the money that's going in all the directions that are going. May there be wisdom. May these decisions not be made in isolation. May they be made in the name of peace. You are not alone. We are holding it together. For the passage of the ERA amendment at the Minnesota Capitol. What's in the House? In the House. Now on to the Senate. In our celebration, may we not be alone. You are not alone. We are holding it together. For healing, for successful surgery, for companionship, you are not alone. We are holding it together. I heard for the youth who did an amazing job with the talent show yesterday, and for Ashley's amazing outfit. The hair will match my outfit. Okay. For a successful talent show, for the leadership of our youth, reminding us both of joy and our calling to build up our community, and for purple hair everywhere. You are not alone. Well, you are, but we are holding it together.
For all of those navigating a new diagnosis, whether it brings relief or grief.
For all those navigating a new diagnosis, whatever that brings, relief, grief, you are not alone. We are holding it together. Mm. For your daughter, and for your daughter's partner, who has congestive heart failure and kidney failure. Did I hear that right? All right. You are not alone. We are holding it together. Mm.
Healing and recovery for my wife Carol, who is dealing with heart issues.
Healing and recovery for your wife Carol, who is navigating heart issues as well. Dealing with heart issues. Yes, you are not alone. You're holding it together.
For the woman who was sitting with us just now and she left very ill.
For the woman, this was Jenny, who was not feeling well and just left the service. We pray for healing. We pray for. We know that Jenny is not alone, is well cared for by people in this community, and so we reinforce that prayer. You are not alone. We are holding it together. Yes.
For the people who are considering donating a kidney, and I'm trained as a kidney donor assistant.
For people considering donating a kidney, for all the helpers in that process, and for the mighty miracle of medicine, you are not alone. You are holding it together.
For all of the students who are leaving the class and transitioning to a new one, and what unknowingness that may bring, especially over the summer.
For all the students who are leaving one class to go to another, you are not alone. We are holding it together. My, listen to all these truths. Listen to all these prayers. It is a sign of abundance. A sign that not only do we have much to be grateful for, but a sign that there is a community here waiting to hold and hear. May we find gratitude there. And our hearts are with Lisa Hogan and her husband, Stuart, and their children, Liz and Oscar. Lisa's mother, Carol, died on May 4th. May all pain be released. May all love remain in this time of transition and grief. Our care and healing, our wishes for care and healing, our prayers surround Alex Royce and his family. Alex is recovering from pneumonia. May healing continue. May his recovery be full. And for the Reverend Jessica Clay, we're praying for her and the congregation at White Bear Unitarian Universalist. She's being installed as senior minister on Saturday. Our love and care surround Nancy Brown. Nancy's healing from surgery after breaking her hip earlier this week. May healing be swift, and may her daughter, Laurel, experience ease as she supports and cares for her mom. For Martha Scott Johnson and Josh Lee on the birth of baby Elliot, who arrived a bit earlier than expected. All are doing well and all are home and learning the rhythms of newborn life. And we hold Jill Ferris in our healing love. Jill is anticipating double jaw surgery, and we pray for patience with a 6-week liquid diet and gentle recovery. To all these prayers, and to the ones we hold in the silent spaces of our hearts, you are not alone. We are holding it together. So may it be now and always. And may our community be well suited for the holding.
Nobody knows everything. We all get caught up in what we think and believe it's the truth. But mostly we don't have the answers, and life can feel like an unsteady boat, drifting away from the land, making us feel alone. It is love that will carry you home. It is kindness that holds back the storms around you. It is patience sitting right beside the doubt. Oh, the only truth is what we do with right now. Something I've finally come to realize: everyone has to compromise, and we can't do it all at the same time. It just doesn't work. But we can't spend our whole lives worrying about things out of our control. Then we find that life was built for change, and we have to let it all go. It is love that will carry you home. It is kindness that holds back the storms around you. It is patience sitting right beside the doubt. Oh, the only truth is what we do with right now.
Will you sing with me?
Spirit
Before we move into collecting our offering this morning, we have some things to celebrate. First of all, thanks to your incredible generosity, on Thursday evening at the board meeting, we passed a budget for us to vote on at the annual meeting on June 2nd. The annual meeting on June 2nd, catch that announcement? And the budget we passed retains all of your senior leadership. Wow, it's been a ride, y'all. You are amazing. Also, last night, as you heard a little bit about, the youth leadership team hosted a fundraiser that was a smashing success, raising a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of money. Fittingly, how they raised money was by dangling opportunities for change in front of us. Once we met the threshold of $1,500, Reverend Arif would shave off his mustache. Reverend Arif, did we succeed? Once we hit 3,000, I would dye my hair purple. My appointment is scheduled. Once we hit 5,000, Allison would embrace the change of moving from dry to wet with a giant bucket of water being poured on her head. There is proof on our social media feeds. It happened. All in all, the youth leadership team raised $8,000 last night. Youth leadership team, if you are in the room, would you please rise so we can embarrass you with our applause? Woo-hoo! Thank you for modeling the kind of leadership we aspire to around here, you all. We are collectively facing a much more serious threshold this year also. It's an election year in which we are partnering with our national UU the Vote efforts through our organizing of humans and our financial resources. UU the Vote 2024 is an ambitious strategy to grow a powerful pro-democracy majority. UU the Vote is asking each congregation to commit to a piece of the overall effort. Here at First Universalist, that looks like this. Our congregation is committed to mobilizing members of the church in support of civic participation. The science and the campaign-tested strategy goes like this. We build people power by demonstrating that we have the ability to turn people out to public events and to make direct contacts to voters. People turn out and connect when they are asked. That's the important part, when they are asked. And asking people to get active is a skill and a muscle that we're exercising in this season of civic participation. This is not about telling people how smart we are and what is right. This is about inviting people to join us to do all the things. Specifically, guided by the UU the Vote, we are helping to co-host events. We're helping to build the power of events by showing up, and we are committing to make about 20,000 direct contacts to voters. First by sending a postcard to them, and then by following up with a phone call a few weeks later. We've passed about a third of the postcard packets out already, which is awesome. And you can help send the next ones immediately after the service today in the Commons room downstairs. This is the thing we need your help on also. Postcards are not cheap. Each postcard stamp is 53 cents. Our goal with this offering is to cover at least our costs for this effort. I know, that's how I'm gonna feel if we don't do it. And if we can raise a bit more to help cover the overall effort that our local UU organizers are coordinating, that would be awesome too. Right now, our beloved Karen Wills is traveling around the state connecting congregations. A lot of the times, she's literally sleeping in the back of her Prius. Let's cover our costs and raise a bit extra so that we can send postcards and put Karen up in a motel for a night and some gas in her tank. Let us receive our morning offering.
Frenchman who gave me half his pie. I don't speak any French. He didn't speak any English. But we shared a laugh and a pie and the beauty of the day, the beauty of the mountains. Cafe in Amsterdam, it was a sit-down kind of show. I saw a dancer in the back, smiling through her tears. Yeah, she looked like a rainbow that had stepped out of the sky to dance. And everyone else was facing me. Was she real? Was she make-believe? But I talked to her after the show, and she said life goes faster than you know when you are young. You must dance and sing every chance you get. Meet your life every day like you are in love. Be in love with your life, child. In my pocket there's a map. Well, really, it's a blank piece of paper. Let's take a walk. Let's wander together while we still have time. Before the sun goes down, the sun always goes down. Surely you and I can have the finest adventure. You've got a map in your pocket. I have a map. Oh, yes, I do. You've got a dream if you want it. I've got a dream too. Let's share our dreams. Let's dance and sing together. This is our life. The sun is rising before the night falls. I want to love you better and better and better and better. I want to love.
Our friend and colleague, Pastor Danny Givens Jr., often reminds us that there is no such thing as other people's children. That is always true. As Universalists, we not only affirm the light and dignity in each human heart, but we act on that belief by doing everything we can to recognize and treat each child as our own. Young ones, youth, I think I speak for all of us present when I say that each of you is beloved and treasured by this entire congregation. We gather today for worship and a ceremony of bridging, taking time to mark many transitions, and among them the transition that our senior high school students are already in as they wind down their final semester of high school and prepare for what's next, knowing that whatever is next, they are entering early adulthood. That doesn't mean, seniors, that you're leaving childhood behind. Hopefully none of us ever lose total touch with our inner child. But it does mean you're growing into a different set of rights and responsibilities. For some of you, that means registering for the draft. For all of you, it means coming into the right to vote, as we just talked about. We really hope you exercise that right this year. In fact, there's a whole slew of things you can do legally now, and even more in the years to come. So in just a few moments, we will recognize and honor our high school seniors. They're on the cusp of so many changes in their lives. They are now ready to assume the challenges of young adulthood. They are embarking, all of them in their own way, on new adventures. So our purpose this morning is to honor this transition at this point in their lives, the bridge from youth to adulthood. This community holds out our hands to our bridging youth. Show me, hold out your hands. Hold out our hands to our bridging youth. We hold out our hands to honor welcoming them as new adults in this faith community and in the larger world. But before we turn our, you can put your hands down. We feel it. I still feel it. I really feel it. I hope you all feel it. But before we turn our attention to our graduating seniors, we need to first turn our attention to their parents and their families. For all of us, transitions are only made possible with the support of people around us who love us, who tend to our growth, and who show up for us when we need them the most. Will all the parents and caregivers, siblings, and chosen family of our spring 2024 graduates please rise as you're able, whether or not your youth is with you this morning? Parents and caregivers and siblings. You may be seated. But to those families, on behalf of myself, our ministers and staff, the other adults who work with your youth, we are so grateful for the honor of working with your young people here at First Universalist. Your children and your siblings have enriched our lives. They have enlivened our hearts, and they have helped us understand our Unitarian Universalist faith even more deeply. Thank you for entrusting us with their upbringing and growth and nourishment. As Mr. Rogers said, wise Mr. Rogers, from the time you were very little, you've had people who have smiled you into smiling, people who have talked you into talking, sung you into singing, loved you into loving. We know that it is not only the parents and caregivers and siblings and families of our graduates who have formed them into who they are. It took each of us and all of us to bring them to this point. Our entire congregation has participated in your becoming graduates, sharing in song, story, ritual, tradition, laughter, and tears, overnights and field trips, religious education classes and children's chapels, and worship right here in the sanctuary. All of you, congregation, everyone gathered here, you've played an important role in forming our graduates, and we give thanks today for your presence and witness in their lives. Now that we've honored our families and our congregation, it is time for all of us to recognize the bridging of our seniors. Friends, our faith tradition is one that delights in metaphor. And for many years now, in Unitarian Universalist congregations across the country, we've used the metaphor of bridging to address the moment of transition we are marking today. Let's reflect for just a moment on what bridging is and how we as a community can build that bridge. Bridges are a means of crossing from one place to another, youth to adulthood, season to season, year to year, community to community. What we mark today, seniors, is partly that you're bridging out of religious education. You're setting out across many more bridges into your future, but you can still join us for youth group this summer. Our bridging celebration today is one of what will be many bridges and transition points in your life. Some chosen, some unchosen, some delightful, many complicated. Bridging moments like these in our lives can be fragile, they can be thin moments, in which we can revert to habits that no longer serve us, when we can feel ungrounded. Bridges and transitions are moments when we need extra support, like the support of our families and this congregation, to help our roots deepen, our spirits settle in, and to help those of us in motion to complete what we have begun. This morning, to mark this particular transition and bridge for our seniors, we give you a rainbow chalice pillow. One of these guys. This is a tradition of graduates of First Universalist, lovingly handmade by members of this congregation, coordinated by Carolyn Liebler. Our wish, graduates, is that you keep this pillow as a reminder of our love and as an opportunity to stay grounded in your own beliefs. When you need someone to hug or someone to hug you, may you find comfort and connection in this pillow, the physical embodiment of our presence with you always. When you need a moment of beauty, joy, and light, turn towards this pillow and see the caring gorgeousness created for you by this congregation. Now it will be your responsibility to light your own flame, like the one on this pillow. Take this pillow with you wherever you go, and remember the love and faith that are in this gift. They are here for you whenever you need them. We will also always be here. Whether you stop by to visit next year, or over a break, or 10 years from now, we hope you'll remember that this faith community is always available. When you need a pew to sit in, a minister or community elder to talk about a decision you're wrestling with, or a graham cracker and a cup of coffee on a Sunday morning. Our doors are always open to you, as are the doors of Unitarian Universalist congregations across the country. When you hold and behold this pillow, we hope that you'll remember all the lessons we have learned together and the comfort that can be found in religious community. This is a time of beginning to move beyond your youth to the fuller responsibilities of adulthood. Decisions about your religion, your faith, your life, your personhood lie ahead. You will decide whether to go to church, whether to belong to a congregation, or to carry out your religious life on your own. And we are with you in those moments of decision and choice. So graduating seniors, soak this in. We love you. We believe in you. We always will. In the days and weeks and months to come, as you move to your next chapter, we will send you forth with our fondest hopes and blessings. We now invite our graduating seniors to come forward for our bridging ritual and members of our youth leadership team to present their pillows. Not all of our bridging seniors are able to join us this morning. Some have participated in other senior events throughout this year, throughout the past couple weeks, really, a senior small group, a senior family bridging dinner, and now this today. So we recognize all of our bridging graduates. I'll read all of their names, even the ones who are unable to join us today. So first, bridging senior, Lilia, your call. Next, Neela Hammer. Benjamin Rosiel. And Ari Kimball. We also recognize, unable to join us this morning, Elliot Binakta, Kian Escholt, Elena Graff, Aristotle Papajan Goldade, Jet Yaff, and all the other folks who've been part of this year of religious education at First Universalist in years past who are with us in spirit. So please join me in celebrating our bridging seniors this morning. You may return to your seats. Thank you.
Graduates, what an honor to witness you all as you move forward to your next chapter and discover your place in this world. I also just want to take a brief pause to acknowledge the extra challenges you've had in navigating high school, sports, extracurricular activities, and social activities during a worldwide pandemic. You all deserve an extra special honor tassel for that. Congregation, have you ever noticed that we are often oblivious to changes that happen around us every day? Sometimes it's only if we step away for a moment or a couple of weeks and then come back that we are aware instinctively of the changes that have occurred. I remember when my boys would be away at camp or off for a week at their dad's, and they would come home and I would think to myself, how did they grow 3 inches in a week or overnight? Rituals are a symbolic way for individuals and communities to celebrate and recognize important life events and transitions. When we pause to notice these changes, it helps us recognize the significance and purpose of our journey. The ritual process provides us with a sense of grounding and continuity amidst our ever-changing, hectic, and often chaotic world in which we live. Rituals engender a sense of healing calm and a feeling of trust in life's flow and forward movement. Traditionally, this congregation has used this bridging celebration or ritual as a celebration for high school graduation. At this time, we invite you all to deepen your understanding of life's milestones. Let us celebrate all of the thresholds, new beginnings, fresh starts, and rebirths, both big and small, that are marking your life at this moment. I think it's important to acknowledge all of life's ebbs and flows. Let us celebrate all of the changes in your life at this moment. In my own life, I'm up to my elbows in transitions. My youngest son, Tom, just turned 18 and is also graduating from high school, and I will officially be an empty nester. I'm not quite sure yet what that means for me, but I look forward to the possibilities. My middle son, Martin, returned home Friday evening after being in Air Force training since last August. We are now waiting to hear if he will be deployed to Japan next month. Our family is moving quickly from threshold to threshold, and I'm finding it incredibly important to try to slow it down and mark the significance. While I'm at work, I'm also witness to people and families bringing new life into the world, people becoming new parents, and also losing loved ones. Last weekend at work, I witnessed the ultimate act of grace as one woman offered her baby for adoption to a family who had been unable to conceive. Our hospital chaplain came and provided a beautiful transition blessing ceremony to mark that. Birth, death, marriage, divorce, migration, health, aging, moving, promotion, job loss, illness, disability, retirement. These are all major life events. But can we also use ritual to witness the everyday transitions we experience? The sun rises, the sun sets, winter to spring, summer to fall. We invite you now to consider what life transition or change you might want to acknowledge with us today. We are going to create a symbolic bridge up front here so that we can witness one another as we cross our thresholds. Throughout the crossover, you will find someone to support you along your way.
But before we all participating in this ritual together, we're all invited to participate in this ritual, we have another special youth recognition today, and that is for our youth Espen and his remarkable achievement of becoming an Eagle Scout. This is no small feat, accomplished by less than 5% of Boy Scouts. It shows Espen's incredible dedication, leadership, and service. Espen's journey has been deeply connected to our church, where he has explored and embraced his beliefs within our Unitarian Universalist community. He finds strength and wisdom in his Norse and Celtic pagan spirituality and finds deep connection with the Lakota way of life. Inspired by his father, who was adopted by a Lakota man and became a Hyoka chief, Espen follows the sacred clown path. He embodies the Hyoka spirit that challenges norms and brings healing in our community. By celebrating Espen's achievement, we honor these wonderful qualities and recognize the positive impact he will continue to have in our community and beyond. I now invite Espen to come forward and Glenn Thomas to come forward to join us here, where Dr. Glenn Thomas will pin Espen with his religious emblem as a symbol of our congregation's support of his spiritual journey and leadership. Espen, we extend our heartfelt congratulations and deepest admiration. We are so proud of you.
Did I get that? Yeah, this is my lap. Congratulations. Thank you. And so it is with all of us that the transitions of life are always happening, the thresholds are always arriving, and the opportunities to make meaning from our lives rest with us. What we'll ask you to do now, as a parting gesture from this space and a starting gesture for the rest of your days, to call to mind the transitions that are going on in your life. I'm going to ask that Reverend Ashley be right here in our first station. Deb, would you mind taking the center? And Allison, would you take the far space? And what I'll ask you to do is, as we go from this place, consider allowing the community to hold your space of transition, your transition right now. Here's how you can do that. If you'd come down this side, these aisles, 1 or 2, and greet Reverend Ashley. Reverend Ashley will greet you. Reverend Ashley will represent the community being present to you for all the things that you leave in your transition. And then walk across the bridge to Deb, who represents the community and its presence with you during the time and journey of your transition. And then greet Allison, and Allison will greet you too. And Allison's blessing will represent the community's presence for wherever you are arriving now and next. And then, friends, you may go into the world with our blessing and our presence. May this ritual remind you now and always that you are not alone, that we're holding even the journeys together. Is that all right? Yes. Well then, come in peace and go in peace. Would you sing with? Thank you.
I remember the day we met. You changed my whole world, like you knew right from the start. You were my little girl. Your heart beat next to mine. I felt so much love. And when you looked into my eyes, I knew I could trust. You got this. You can do it. This is your journey, and I'll be right here. Trust yourself. There's no need to worry. I see your strength, and this is just the beginning. Training wheels off to the side. Your helmet was just right. You were ready but hesitant, and you said, Mama, hold on tight. I ran beside you, then I let go, and you were riding all by yourself, laughing out loud. You yelled, I'm doing it. Then the bike fell down. You got this. You can do it. Well, this is your journey, and I'll be right here. Trust yourself. Mistakes come with learning. I see your strength, and this is just the beginning. in the trunk. I can't believe you won't be coming back home until Thanksgiving comes. I look at you and you look at me. Oh, and it's time for goodbye. Before you head off with your friends, I hug you one last time. You got this. You can do it. Well, this is your journey, and I'll be right here. Trust yourself. It's normal to worry. I see your strength, and this is just the beginning. And I get in the car and I turn the key. It's so hard to leave. There's a waterfall in my eyes as I say to me, you got this. You can do it. Well, this is her journey. She knows you're right here. Trust yourself. It's normal to worry. We both have strength, and this is just the beginning. You got this. You can do it. This is your journey, and we'll be right here. Trust yourself. There's no need to worry. We see your strength, and this is just the beginning. You got this. You can do it. This is your journey. We'll be right here. Trust yourself. There's no need to worry. We see your strength, and this is just the beginning. You got this. You can do it. This is your journey, and we'll be right here. Trust yourself. There's no need to worry. We all have strength, and this is just the beginning. You got this. You got this. You can do it. This is your journey, and we'll be right here. Trust yourself. It's normal to worry. We all have strength. This is just the beginning. This is your journey. You got this. You can do it. This is your journey. We'll be right here. Trust yourself. There's no need to worry. We all have strength. You got this. You can do it. This is your journey. You got this. You can do it. We all have strength. You got this. You can do it. This is your journey. We'll be right here. Trust yourself. There's no need to worry. We all have strength. You got this. You can do it. You got this. You can do it. You got this. You can do it. This is your journey. You know we're right here. Trust yourself. There's no need to worry. We can do it. This is your journey. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Yeah.